everyone, this is Hiba from my little journal, and as promised, I am going to do a flip through of my January-February Traveler's Notebook. I posted a video up today as well sharing how I've been trimming down my Traveler's Notebooks from Studio Calico and adding them into pockets in these beautiful citrus twist albums, and I'm really enjoying it and loving it, and hopefully there won't be a glare while I flip through this. But I am really loving how my Traveler's Notebooks are turning out in these albums. Basically, I'm going to do a flip through, but if you're interested in seeing how I trim down my Traveler's Notebooks to fit into these albums, I definitely recommend to check out that video, and I will be linking it to this video as well, and vice versa. So let's start. This is January 2020. I was documenting my love for caramel popcorn. I love it, you guys. It's like a caramel popcorn mixed with cheese popcorn. It's so good. And all I did was I created a background with my stamps. I added some stickers. These are from Studio Calico, and just added the stickers first and then kind of stamped around them. And I love the effect it had, especially the circles kind of matched my tin here. So that was a lot of fun. Documenting my love for za'atar. This is a Middle Eastern kind of pizza. It's not really pizza, but it's so good. And I just used my pizza stamp from Studio Calico and stamped out yum, keeping it simple. I also did trim the edges of my 4x8 photo just to kind of back it up to my page here. I love kind of documenting what I get for my birthday, and I'm always so grateful for everybody who remembers my birthday or sends me something special, and I just love this spread. I took a picture of some of the things I received for my birthday and then just added 1, 2, 3, 4, and just kind of documented what I got for my birthday from family members, from friends. Again, I'm so grateful for everybody who sends me something or remembers my birthday, and I just like to document it every once in a while. Now, this is something I did because I ended up using pockets now for my Traveler's Notebooks, and I had some flip pages here. So all I did was I literally trimmed a little slip through my page protector and slipped in my flip. That way I can still flip it over while they're in the page protectors. Very easy to do, and I just love that I can do that. And I was just documenting my son going to Allstate and doing his little audition. That was a really fun day, and I love documenting things like that. Next up, I am documenting an outing with my sister. She took me out for my birthday, and I used Studio Calico's subscription stamp set. I can't remember the name of that subscription stamp set, but it was all about going out to town, downtown. So that's what we did that day. So I just used that stamp and just created this like line or column of stamping, and I just love how that turned out. And I just used some of those label stickers that came in my kit to add some color and make it more vibrant. I always take pictures of the sunset, the sunrise, and this was my sunrise that day, starting our day. I love taking those types of pictures using Everyday Explorer stamp set and some of their sticker sheets to create a little cluster of stamping, keeping it simple. Again, sometimes I don't feel like I have to journal about my photo. It's a picture of the sunrise, so it's not a big deal. I don't have to kind of document or journal about every little thing, and I just kept it simple. A day in my life working, so I was documenting that. Used some Studio Calico stamps, I believe, or a kit. Maybe it was the Traveler's Notebook kit. Added a little bit of journaling and called it done. And I just created a cluster around my photo here. Hopefully there's not a lot of glare while I'm flipping through this. I was documenting a week in my life. I don't do week in the life. I think that's a project that would take up way too much time, and I just have way too many projects, but I still do like to document like what happened throughout the week or what happened throughout the day. So I create these types of layouts throughout my Traveler's Notebooks every once in a while. And just using small, tiny photos, I used Studio Calico subscription kit. Love that stamp set. And it has like things like making, eating, loving, drinking. And I used that stamp set to create my week in the life. I also added some stickers and clusters around my page. And I just love the simplicity of it. And I just love the pop of that blue. Documenting my sister and I again on my birthday and just kind of being silly and having a good time. I used Everyday Explorer stamp set. I think this was the girl time or like a boss. I can't remember. Anything I share in my videos, I will link them down in the description box for you guys. But I just kept it, again, simple. I created a little photo strip here and did some stamping and some stickers and called it done. And I apologize about the loud AC unit, but it's so hot here I cannot turn it off with my studio lights. Moving on, I believe I was watching somebody go live. I can't remember who. It could have been Tazhi. If you don't follow Tazhi, you should. I will link her in the description box for you guys. But I was watching, I believe, Tazhi going live, and so I documented some birthday text messages. I love documenting birthday text messages, and I just printed them out, and I had a bunch of them, so I created a pocket here, and I slipped them into my glassine bag, added a 3x4 card. I just trimmed it down just to add a little something to my pocket. And again, I just cut through my page protector so I can get to my like text messages here. And I love this. Added some journaling, called it done. By the way, I had the same card. If you're subscribed to Studio Calico, you will get like same patterns from their traveler's notebook and their documenter kit. So I used the card from the documenter kit to punch my circles, and that way it matched my traveler's notebook pattern here, and it worked out perfectly. I do have a process video for this spread. I used some die cuts from, oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of that company. Again, I'll try to link everything down in the description box, but I used their die cuts and stamp sets to create a cluster around this label, keeping it simple, just documenting my son and his friends holding hands, and just stamped out beautiful right in the center and called it done. Another outing with my sister and my niece for my birthday. This is my other sister, and I just didn't feel like I needed to like journal about it or add anything outrageous. So just using a little tag here and stamped out, I got you, we got this, forevermore, because my sister and I are really, really close. We always say this to each other. I got you got me, you know, all that good stuff. So I think this stamp was perfect for that. And then I also did stamp spending 100% quality time. These are my people, and added a little puffy heart. I wanted to document my son's senior year pictures. I had just received his cap and gown photos, so I journaled about that. And in between my journaling, I used some word stickers. This is a great way to use your word stickers if you have loads of them like I do. And it adds a lot of interest to your spread. I just love that. And it adds a lot of interest to your journaling. And just created like little frames for my photos and stamped out congratulations and congrats and things like that. Love this spread. I think this is one of my favorites in my January layouts. Like I said earlier, I feel so grateful for everybody who took me out, got me things, made me feel special on my birthday. This is another outing for my birthday with my sister and my sister-in-law and my niece. Just added some journaling. This was the All You Need Is Love, was a part of my traveler's notebook, and I used just a vellum piece to cover it up and add my journaling. And I just kind of measured haphazardly around my title. And I always say this, things don't have to be perfect. You can see here I accidentally kept typing, which is not a big deal. I just go with the flow, you guys. These little mistakes make your traveler's notebook yours. Documenting turning 43, I just added a list of things I'm loving right now, and that could be my family, my friends. What else did I like? Added siblings, all these important people in my life, and I just typed out a little love list. And I call January done. As you can see, I kept the cover and back cover of my traveler's notebook to kind of separate them. So now we're in February. I'm documenting my kids and I going to see my sister in Tennessee. We had a blast and we went to Ruby Falls, keeping it simple, used a stamp set from Studio Calico, added some puffy hearts in the center. I just think the embrace the pace of your own journey was perfect, so I just kept it at that. I love documenting what I'm reading at the moment. And for this spread, I documented what I'm reading and what my kids are reading. And I just literally took pictures of our books, like what I'm reading right now, what my son is, and what my daughter is. I used Everyday Explorer. It could have been like Goodreads stamp set. Love that stamp set. And I created like a cluster from that stamp set and then kind of stamped out what each one of us is reading and kept my title very simple. Love how that turned out. And I did use some 6x8 papers to kind of back up my 3 photos here. This is something I loved having while we were in Tennessee. Chicken and pancakes. So, so good. Of course, I have to document it. Used some, I think these alphas are from Freckled Fawn, and just stamped a few little things around my title, like the best, because it was the best. And I also did stamp around my chicken and pancakes. As you can see, I love food and I love to document like my favorites. We love pizza. My whole family loves pizza. So I wanted to document one of the good ones we had that month. So what I did was I used this pattern. It was a part of my traveler's notebook. It's just little labels. And I filled out the labels with my Studio Calico pizza stamp. I love that stamp set. And I just filled those out. And I also added some puffy hearts here and there just to bring in some of the color from my pizza. So it snowed in February, and it's very rare that it snows here in Georgia. So obviously I have to document it. I used some alpha stamps to stamp out snow day. And what I did, I think this was a 6x8 photo, and I just made sure to trim it like one side 4x8 and the opposite side kind of just to leave some space on the bottom where I can add some journaling or whatever in my title. And I tend to do that a lot, and I love that look to kind of trim down your photo. It just looks really cool. My niece, this was her first time seeing snow, I believe. Yes, it was her first time. So that moment was so special. And I just stamped Winter Snow Wonderland. And I love that the yellow from my pattern matched her yellow leggings. So cute. Again, documenting my niece turning 4, special moment. Love this girl. And I used Color Cast Designs Rainbow Acrylic and added some journaling and stamped out Happy Birthday and Let's Celebrate using Everyday Explorer stamp set. My sisters and mom are my everything. I just love them to death. They are like my rock. So what I did was I trimmed down my photo, left a little space on the side because I wanted to use the Ton Stamps sister stamp set. I believe that's what it's called. And it's a cute stamp set. And I just stamped out sisters, hashtag the truth. And there has like little funny sentiments and sarcastic sentiments like being related to me is really the only gift you need and things like that. Just love it. Added a few butterflies in between to create a nice little cluster and bring in some color. Another photo from us going to Tennessee and visiting Ruby Falls. It was gorgeous, you guys. If you are ever in Tennessee, definitely check out Ruby Falls. Now, this pattern was a part of my traveler's notebook. The only thing I added was the Tennessee and I believe the volunteer state, and of course the Ruby Falls over here. But this stamp set is from Studio Calico. They have all the stamps of cities and states. They are amazing. And I always grab the city or state we went to or visited for the month or the year or whatever the case is. They have them all, and I just love that they have that. They're perfect if you're creating an album for a certain vacation or visiting a certain state or whatever the case is. Still documenting snow days, keeping it simple. I did use Feature Crafts winter stamp set and stamped a few on a little card here. I think I trimmed this down from a 3x4 card if I'm not mistaken. Backed it up with some doilies and things like that and stamped Let It Snow right above my head. Again, using another city stamp set from Studio Calico. This one was the Atlanta one. We got to go see my son perform in Atlanta, so I added 3 photos from that day and just kind of used that stamp set to add like Hotlanta and Atlanta here, uptown, midtown, downtown, little things like that. Again, love those stamp sets from Studio Calico. Definitely recommend them. The Super Bowl happened in February. I am a halftime kind of gal. I only watch to see the halftime. I do that as well with our high school football team. I only go for the halftime to watch my son march. I do not watch, or I'm not interested in the football game. So I just documented the Super Bowl and just added 1, 2, 3 Super Bowl. My daughter got sick in February. I did add some journaling to my photo. I just created a collage of the same photo. So I broke it down into 3, and that way I was able to create this like longer photo. And it's really easy to do. I use Pick Frame for that. And I used Kelly Perky's 6-day stamp set to stamp these little stamps in the center, like in between my photo here. And I added my journaling on my photo and called it done. I did add the strip of paper just to bring in some color to this kind of very white photo, or very white layout. I finished my February traveler's notebook by documenting a week in the life. I've said this before, I like to do this in my traveler's notebook. It's easier, it's faster for me. So I just kind of used Feed Your Crafts little dies here, and they had like the week dies. So I added those to bring a hint of color, made sure to change my photos into black and white because I didn't want to worry about my dies matching my photos, if that makes sense, and just added enjoying life, simple pleasures. This was a card from Feed Your Craft that I trimmed out as well and added it to my spread. And then I ended my album with a 4x8 paper. This was a layout from the Traveler's Notebook that I didn't end up using, so it was a great spot for it to kind of end my album here. But as you can see, I'm really loving these albums. I love how they're turning out. They're so easy to flip through, and you have these beautiful albums sitting on your shelves. And I get to use my Studio Calico Traveler's Notebooks. I will hopefully try to share March and April, a flip through of March and April very soon with you guys. And I will make sure to link the video I was talking about on how I trim down my Traveler's Notebooks to fit into these albums. Very easy process, but I will make sure to link it for you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this flip through. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.